Today's notes are on two-step equation word problems. This means that we're going to be setting up and solving a two-step equation like we've been learning about from problems that are normally written in paragraph form. The first question I always get with these notes are, do I have to copy this? It's, a paragraph. And the answer is kind of. I want you guys to abbreviate what it's talking about in the problem. So a coach for his shark swim team packed 2 towels for each swimmer plus 8 extra towels. If he packed 26 towels total, how many swimmers are on the team? Let's look at what I would have written down from this problem. I would have made a note in my notebook, since these are notes, not for every single problem like this, but because they're notes, that if there's 2 towels for each swimmer and 8 extras and 26 total towels, then how many swimmers are there? And I would highlight, box in something, the question that it's actually asking, because that right there is indicating my variable. The question that's asked is going to be the missing number we're trying to find, so that is our variable. The next thing I'm going to note is where it says the total towels. That means that whatever this equation is going to be, it's going to add up to 26 total. So we have some amount being added to some other amount. Let's work backwards again. How many extra towels did the coach pack? We packed 8 extra. Those 8 aren't dependent on any swimmers. It's not dependent on how many people there are. It's just 8 spare towels, so it doesn't get multiplied by anything. But since there's 2 towels for each swimmer, that's where our variable is going to lie. So that's 2 towels times my number of swimmers. And again, that is this right here. My X is how many swimmers there are on the team. Now that I have my equation set up, I solve it just like I've been doing with other two-step equation problems. I subtract 8 on both sides. That leaves me to 16. I divide by 2 on both sides, and I get X to equal 8 swimmers. And I can check my answer with the original problem. The coach for the shark team packed 2 towels for each swimmer, so that's 2 times 8, which is 16 towels. Then packed 8 extras, so plus 8. That should give me 26 towels total, which it does, so I know I did my problem correctly. Example 2. While at the store, Anita bought 5 headbands at all the same price. The tax on her purchase was $6, and the total was $61. What was the price of each headband? Let's abbreviate this word problem for our notes just to be a little more efficient, but also that we can have the words in our notes to reference when we're trying to write these two-step equations later. So Anita bought 5 headbands at the same price. The tax was $6. The total spent was $61. And then the most important thing for us to write down, we're looking for the price for each headband. That's going to be our variable. As we did with the last problem, we check out where it says total. The total spent was $61. So I know whatever it is, it's going to add up to $61. So there's 2 things that are going to be added to here. There's going to be the price of the headbands, and then there's also going to be the tax. Now in the problem, it says that the tax is $6. It's not $6 per item, but just 6 all by itself. And then it tells me that there are 5 headbands at the same price. So 5 headbands times my variable, the price for each headband. You won't always see it where the variable is X. It could be that the price for each headband is going to be P for price. It could be that it's H for headband. Whatever it is, the variable is what it's been asking for, the headband price. So that's what our missing number is. This gives me a two-step equation to solve. I isolate my variable by subtracting 6 on each side. I'm left with 5p equals 55. When I divide by 5, I get the price of each headband to be $11. For number 3, it probably makes the most sense to write the whole problem down because it's so short, instead of trying to abbreviate it and shorten it for our notes. It tells us that a rectangle has a width of 6 inches and a perimeter of 26 inches. What is the length of the rectangle? Well, first thing I'm going to do is draw out this rectangle. And then I'll label the sides that I know. My width is 6 inches, and that's the width on both sides of the rectangle. And I know that the perimeter, the distance all the way around, is 26 inches. What I don't know is the length. That's the question we're asking, so that's what our variable is going to be. Now it's time to write our equation. To find the perimeter, we add all of the sides of the figure together, and all of that adds up to that total of 26 inches. And we recognize in this equation that we can actually combine those like terms to get a simpler two-step equation. My first step is going to be to subtract 12 on both sides. Once I do that, I'm left with 2x equaling 14. I then isolate my variable by dividing by 2 on both sides, giving me an answer of x equals 7. I can check my answer by plugging it back into the original problem. I have a rectangle that has a width of 6, and now we have calculated a length of 7. If I add all those sides together, do I get 26? Huzzah, I do. Now it's time for you to try. Pause the video, try it on your own, and play and check your answer. For the you try, you don't need to copy the original problem. You're just practicing and seeing how you do. If at the end you feel like you do need to copy this into your notebook, you can. But for now, let's just focus on practicing the work. Imani spent half her weekly allowance playing mini golf. To earn more money, her parents let her wash the car for $4. What is her weekly allowance if she ended with $12? So she ended with 12. That's going to be our total. It tells us that she washed the car for $4, so she earned $4. But the first thing that happened is she had her weekly allowance and she spent half of it, so there's only half remaining. This is now our two-step equation. A divided by 2. Sometimes those A's look like 9s though, so let's use X. Plus 4 equaling 12. I start by isolating my variable, taking 4 away from both sides. I'm left with X divided by 2 equaling 8. And when I multiply by 2, I get a final answer of X equals 16. This means that Imani makes $16 a week in allowance, spent half of it playing golf, that leaves us with 8, and then earned $4 for washing the car, which is how she ended up with $12.